Colby Homestead Farms is a corporation actually, but my dad incorporated it because it made it easier for us to pass it from one generation to another generation by just buying and selling shares amongst family members. But you have to go way back. I'm the 7th generation of this farm. My daughter Sarah, which you guys have met, is the 8th generation on this farm. We've been farming here since 1802, so we're over 200 years old. One of the proudest facts that we have is people talk about being environmental, people talk about protecting the environment. Talk is, in my mind, cheap, but you look at it, we're farming, some of the land behind me here today is land that my family's been farming for over 200 years, and it is as productive as it was the day they started farming.
We're sort of an in-between size here. It was maybe 100 cows or so about when my parents got married, and it's grown. We milk about 200 now, and then there's 50 more up to the robot. So we've expanded the calf facilities, we've expanded cow facilities. So we're sort of that middle of the road. It's kind of an awkward position because there's some conflict between different sized dairies, but we have to remember that, of course, that we all look the same to the general public.
So many dairy farms in the United States, they just produce the milk and the milk truck shows up at the door and takes the milk and they get some kind of paycheck. We belong to a co-op called Upstate Niagara Milk Producers. And it's a very proud co-op because we're one of the few co-ops in New York State or in the United States that I know of that we own the processing facilities. And so we take responsibility. The farmers, the 300 plus family farms that own Upstate Niagara take great pride in marketing and processing our own milk. We take responsibility for the milk. We don't rely on some other factory, we don't rely on the government taking our milk. We make sure our milk has a home, and it has paid dividends over the years for us because we are able to recoup some of the costs of from manufacturing the milk and get a higher value for our dollars. Now, to do that, we have to take higher risk.
I love going to the grocery store and seeing, when a new grocery store opens up, I always go to check their dairy case to see, are they carrying Upstate, are they carrying some of the other products that either we produce or that we sell the milk to make. Some of the local ice cream brands use our milk for their ice cream mix. So I love going to look for that because of course I want to buy that myself because I'm turning around, my dollars are turning around and supporting myself, but also my feed guy who lives in the neighborhood and my vet tech who lives in the neighborhood. So every time you buy from Upstate Niagara, you're helping those guys that live in this neighborhood, as well as the dairy farmers and their family.
There still is a lot of myths out there about what's going on at the farms. You know, either they think it's we all got bib overalls on and are eating a piece of straw out of our mouth and got a pitchfork and we're pitching up the pens, or there was some mega corporation that out there polluting the environment and don't have any care about the long stay of our environment, where both myths are so far out of reality, and putting a face and dealing with them on a personal basis, it doesn't take long for them to realize that there's a thing. Because you got to realize, 2 generations ago, somebody always in your family was related to farming. Nowadays, with less than 1.5% of the population farming, most people have to go back 2 or 3 generations to find somebody that's actually worked on a farm, a commercial farm.
Well, no, it doesn't matter how many cows you have, you care about them all. It doesn't matter how many numbers, how high your numbers go up on your cow number, the ear tags, she's still important to you, each and every cow, because each and every cow was working her hardest for you, and so you have to work your hardest for them. You know, you're working with animals, they can't tell you what's wrong, they can't tell you what they need, so you have to be, you know, you're just guessing unless you really know the animal, what she's supposed to be doing, what she's capable of. Is she meeting what she could be doing, or is there a problem, and what is that problem? The problem is usually your fault because she's doing what she's supposed to do. She gets up, she eats, she rests, she gives you milk, she has her babies, and it's up to you to help her do that as best as she can.